Hi guys, I welcome you all to the next lecture in our anthropology series. So we were doing the racial classifications. We had extensively studied about Caucasians and their subtypes also. Today we are going to, with the same way, we are going to do Negroids and their subclassifications, right? So let's get started with it. We are going to do it the same way. First we are going to revise and then we are going to move to the how we were doing the map and all of that. With the help of the map we are going to study it. So today's topic is Negroid. So approximately 10% of the world population is Negroids, okay, and location you can very well see it's in the southern part of Africa as well as the Polynesian and the Australian subcontinent, and some population through migration you can say has now migrated to the American subcontinent also, but that is not the original stock of the Negroids. You cannot say that it was there, okay. So these are two. Then इसका सब grouping में we are going to study about Nilots, Bantus, ठीक है, Oceanic Negroes, African Negroes, Melanesian, Papuans. These are Bushmen, Hottentot. These are all the sub classifications that we are going to study. So let's start with it, but first let us revise what is a Negroid. So a Negroid basically is a race that is mainly distributed in the sub-Saharan Africa. We have seen that, okay. Then the hair, as I told you that day also, remember hair, skin and eyes. If one is dark, most of them are going to be dark. So dark brown to black skin color रहता है, black woolly to frizzly hair रहते हैं, ठीक है, and then body hair is sparse, that means ज़्यादा there are no not much body hair. Then dolichocephalic head with protruding occiput, okay. Broad flat nose, I will show you the picture and I will just mark there also. Low nasal root and bridge, facial prognathism, small eyes, small eyebrow ridges and dark brown to black eye color. Now eye color, skin color and hair color you can remember. Head we are saying it's dolichocephalic, that means long and narrow, ठीक है, with a broad flat nose and depressed nose, ठीक है, and facial prognathism. What is facial prognathism? I told you that day also. The chin area is coming out and they have receding forehead also, and they have what you can call is a small brow ridge. Now brow ridge is a primitive feature, as you can know from our ancestors, the Homo erectus and the earlier ones, ठीक है, they used to have those brow ridges. They are primitive features, and many primitive features are actually present in African racial stock, but we are just calling it primitive because they were present in the earlier stocks also, not because of any other regressive mindset, okay. So just with that mindset we are saying. So you can see the different colors of browns and blacks that is present. So there is from a chocolate brown to gold toned brown to yellowish brown, ठीक है, to more of a black, ठीक है, different colors will be there, ठीक है. Then hair style भी थोड़ा different हो सकता है and hair color can also be different, ठीक है, to ranging from brown to black, ठीक है. चलो, now if we have revised about what the Negroids are, ठीक है, now let's go to the subtypes, but let me first draw the map for you so that we are able to mark it also, okay. Yeah, I should have made Africa big because we are going to use it only. So I am going to make the African continent big this time because mostly we are going to study about, ठीक है, and then I'll just make the Australian continent here because we have to study about any populations that are here, ठीक है. So this is little bit that I've made about the African continent also, ठीक है. So let's start now, okay. So the first one that we are studying is the Negroid subtypes. ठीक है, so Negroid जो है ना, Negroids are divided into 3 categories. The African Negroes, if we have to look about bigger categories, then we have Oceanic Negroes, and then we have the American Negroes. ठीक है, so African, Oceanic and American. तो जो अफ्रीकन है तो ऑब्वियसली अफ्रीकन सब कॉन्टिनेंट में मिलेंगे. ओशियानिक जो हमें मिलेंगे ये पपुआ, मेलेनेशिया, पॉलिनेशिया रीजन में मिलेंगे. अमेरिकन इन द अमेरिकन सब कॉन्टिनेंट. ओके, सो नाउ लेट्स स्टार्ट. अफ्रीकन नीग्रोज में देर आर सब टाइप्स. ओके, सो फर्स्ट सब टाइप इज अ ट्रू नीग्रो. सो ट्रू नीग्रो इज अ पर्सन हु इज हैविंग अ डार्क ब्राउन टू ब्लैक स्किन कलर. ठीक है, नाउ जस्ट कीप ऑन मार्किंग द कॉमन फीचर्स, बिकॉज कॉमन फीचर्स रिमेंबर करने में प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगी. इफ देर आर एनी स्पेशल फीचर्स ऑफ एनी सब कैटेगरी दैट यू हैव टू रिमेंबर, बिकॉज डार्क ब्राउन टू ब्लैक स्किन तो यू कैन जस्ट रिमेंबर लाइक दैट ऑल्सो, राइट? सो दैट यू डोंट हैव टू रिमेंबर, यू हैव टू रिमेंबर डिफरेंट कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स. ओके, ब्लैक वूली हेयर, ठीक है, you can remember this. Dolichocephalic head, we have talked about it. Platyrrhine nose is that broader nose only. So either you call it a broad nose or a platyrrhine nose, one and the same thing. Prognathous face, we can remember, we know it, they have prognathous face. Then dark brown to black eyes, okay. Thick everted lips and tall stature. Now thick everted lips is also the characteristic of Negroes. They have thick lips, ठीक है. But the stature, when it comes to stature, you will find people from very short to very tall height in the Negroids. Okay, so height is a variable feature and I'll show you कहाँ पे there is small height. जैसे for example Pygmies are there, they are very short in height. Okay, so in that we have very short height. Otherwise अभी हमने no, तो true Negro में there is nothing apart from the common features and you can easily write a true Negro, right? ठीक है, so let's mark the true Negroes on the map. So I would say if this is the total African population, you can just say this is where you will find the true Negroes. Okay, so I'll just write here 1. So 1 means the true Negro. ठीक है, okay. Let's go back. Second comes the Nilotic Negroes or Nilots. Okay, so they have very dark to bluish black skin. Now very dark and bluish black, so this is something that you can maybe just remember. ठीक है, black woolly hair, common feature. Dolichocephalic head, common. Platyrrhine, common. Low nasal bridge, common. Short face with facial prognathism, common feature. Receding forehead, common feature. Dark brown eye color, common feature. Thick everted lips and tall stature, common. That means one thing that you can remember is a bluish black skin. ठीक है, so इसमें bluish black skin you will remember, right? Let me just rub it. Yeah. Now comes the third. We'll mark them together only, don't worry. Bantu, they are having dark chocolate skin, okay, and black woolly or frizzy hair, you can say. ठीक है, dark chocolate skin, black woolly frizzy hair, common characters. Dolichocephalic head, common. Narrow and prominent nose. Now this is different because generally we have a very broad depressed nose, right? But in Bantus we are seeing narrow and prominent nose. So this is something that you can remember, narrow and prominent nose. Marked prognathism, dark brown eye color, medium to above stature. So that means बाकी सब common है, इसमें narrow and prominent nose you can remember, right? Now let's mark it. We'll find the Bantus somewhere here in this place. Okay, so this is the region for your Bantus. ठीक है, so I'm just writing it here. 2 means your Bantu tribe. ठीक है, then we did the Nilotics also, right? So Nilotics would be this region mostly. So I'm writing here 3 Nilots. Okay, let's go back. Now comes the Bushmen and Hottentots. Okay, this is the fourth category in the African Negroes itself. We have seen 3. We have seen the true Negro, usual characters of Negroid you have to put. ठीक है. Then we have studied about the Bantu. उधर Bantu में we studied that they have like different characteristic है उनका narrow and prominent nose, and we have the Nilotics जिनका bluish black skin is the different character. Now comes the Bushman Hottentot. Now they have yellow, light to brownish yellow skin color. Now they have a yellowish undertone to the skin. ये आप याद रखो. And very important, which you should never forget, is the peppercorn hair. I'll just show you the peppercorn hair also, don't worry about that. Peppercorn hair होता है. Sparsely distributed body facial hair, हमने बात कर ली है कि body पे and face पे they have sparse hair, we have talked about this. So common feature, dolichocephalic head common, platyrrhine nose common, very broad flat nasal root with concave nasal profile common. ठीक है. Others include thick lips, small chin common, forehead is bulbous, little developed eyebrow ridges, stature is medium, and steatopygia is pronounced in women. So Bushman Hottentot में apart from the common features, just remember two: peppercorn hair and steatopygia in women. I'll just show you the picture for both. This is the, you can say, the steatopygia, which is the subcutaneous fat in the thigh and the hip region. So hip region and thighs have a lot of fat, and why it is there, that we are going to study in the next chapter 9.6, because वहाँ पे ये सब cover होगा. We'll study about that there. ठीक है. And this is the steatopygia, the fat. ठीक है. Fat की layering. देखो, every person, every body type has a different way to store fat. ठीक है. Some people might store fat in the abdominal region, some might store it in the hip region. So it depends, and it genetics has to play a role in it, environment has to play a role in it. So that is why this is all that we are going to cover in the next chapter. But they have unusually more fat in the hip and thigh region. Okay, so that is steatopygia, and I'll just show you the peppercorn look also. This is the peppercorn look. You can see the hair is not like the one we have like this. ऐसा hair नहीं होता है. They are like ऐसे. जब हमने you must have seen the you know बुद्धा का sculptures also. We see ना बुद्धा के सिर पे भी ऐसे they have made something like this. So you can just remember with that also peppercorn hair. ठीक है. So this is peppercorn hair. And these are the pygmies. Next we are going to study about pygmies also. I'll bring you back to this picture. Now let's go back. Bushman Hottentot समझ आ गया. Then comes the last category of African subcontinent is the African pygmies. ठीक है. और जिनको नेग्रीलो बोलते हैं. So they also have yellowish light brown to reddish brown skin color, peppercorn hair. Peppercorn आप याद रख लो, Bushman Hottentot and negrilos में होता है. ठीक है. Then broad flat nose common, prognathous face, narrow chin, dark brown eyes, full lips and short stature. Now short stature is different इसमें, because pygmies का this is the characteristic very short stature. So this you can see a normal American or any European person, and this is the stature of a pygmy person. So pygmies are short heighted. ठीक है. Now why are they short heighted? That also we are going to cover in the next chapters. Do not worry. So ये सब जब हम पढ़ेंगे ना, the role of environment or genetics on the racial types, subtypes, there we are going to cover all of this. But अभी बस आप you just understand. ठीक है. So these are pygmies, and now let's mark them also on our map. Okay. So now we have to mark the negrilos, right? So negrilos are somewhere, you can say here, but let me change the color. Here you can say they are negrilos here. So fourth you can write negrilo, or the African pygmies also you can call them. Then your Bushman Hottentots will come here. ठीक है. Bushman Hottentots यहाँ आ जाएंगे आपके. Okay, again this is not like पूरा एकदम map के हिसाब से, this is not like perfect marking. Okay, this is just for your understanding I am making. Okay, ये नेग्रीलो का you can just थोड़ा increase the area this much. ठीक है, so this is the marking and you don't have to take it like a very very serious marking कि this is the only one that is there. Of course, ठीक है, you इसको 5 कर लो, Bushman and Hottentot को you can write 5 here. ठीक है, this is just for your understanding this map we are drawing. Okay, now let's go to the next one. Next come the oceanic Negroes. Now who are the oceanic Negroes? Okay, so they are distributed in New Guinea and neighboring islands. ठीक है, इसमें first आते हैं Negrito. They have light brown to dark chocolate brown skin color, dolichocephalic to mesocephalic head. ठीक है ना, then short and straight nose. Now again short straight nose is something you can remember because generally they have very depressed nasal root, nasal bridge and very broad nose, right? The whole Negroid subtype. Okay, so ये याद रख लो. Then round face and short stature. ठीक है, तो short stature है, that means ये they are the Asiatic and Oceanic Pygmies. तो African Pygmies को हमने क्या बोला था? Negrilo. ठीक है, Negrilos are the African Pygmies and Negrito is the Asiatic and Oceanic Pygmies. ठीक है, that means Pygmy मतलब short heighted, so you can just remember that also. And let me do the Papuans and Melanesians and then we'll do the marking thing. Okay, then comes our Papuans and Melanesians. So they have dark brown, dark chocolate brown skin, black frizzy hair, dolichocephalic head, platyrrhine nose, that is the broad nose, prominent eyebrow ridges, dark brown to black eye color and short to medium stature. That means similar, the usual classic features of Negroes. So you can remember, and height के बारे में I have already told you, height is a variable character in the Negroid subtype, right? So I hope you now understand. ठीक है ना? So let's do the marking also. Okay, so for you for the Papuans you can just mark this location. This location you just mark for the Papuans. ठीक है, I'll just write it here. Papuans and Melanesians के लिए. ठीक है, then we have in our Andaman and Nicobar also we find the Negritos, the Andamani Negritos. Just remember that also. Okay, that you can just remember like that only. ठीक है, then I think we have marked and we have to mark the Polynesians also. So Polynesians यहाँ पे आ जाएंगे. ठीक है, I'm just writing it here. Polynesians भी हम mark कर लेते हैं एक ही बार. ठीक है, ठीक है. So I think we have done the marking thing and we have done the oceanic वाला भी हो गया. And then our left one is the American Negroes. Okay, the American Negroes are left. You can just see this is the picture that I put of a Papuan. Okay, Papuan island के person की photo है. ठीक है, so you can see he doesn't have the usual nose or the usual Negroid characters apart from having a dark skin color, right? इनका थोड़ा सा जैसे हम Indian stock भी बोल सकते हैं, कुछ वैसा characteristics हैं. ठीक है, so they differ from maybe a person like this. He is looking like a जो एक हमारा prototype of Negroid है हमारे दिमाग में, right? He looks like that, but the Papuan is not looking like that apart from the fact that he has much darker skin, right? So that is why we say that there is a variability and we have to remember that. ठीक है, then comes the last, that is the American Negroes. Now they have olive to dark brown skin color. Olive is a little different, यहाँ पे आप याद रख सकते हो. Then woolly to dark brown hair color, dolly head, dolichocephalic head, light brown to dark brown eyes, nothing new, same. Face is somewhat longer with little prognathism common. Lips are thick. Nose characters intermediate होते हैं between forest Negroes and Caucasoids. Stature is variable but usually tall. So there is nothing that you can't like remember in this. This is also simple. This we are not going to mark because this is not the matlab you can say American Negroes, you know the whole subcontinent only. We can't mark the whole subcontinent because that is just मैंने आपको थोड़ा सा basis दिया था, ठीक है. So I hope you have understood this, and this was all about Negroid racial type, and I hope you guys liked the lecture, enjoyed it and understood it. Any doubts, please post in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer, and if you did like, please like, share and subscribe guys. Thank you.